Hey, knock knock. It's 2023, time to make our New Year's resolutions. Here are mine. Okay, but before we do that, let's talk about some of my highlights for 2023. Number one highlight by far that happened this past year is, well, my wife got pregnant. We've been wanting to have a kid. We got pregnant. We're excited. She's currently in her second trimester right now as I'm recording this video. Huge highlight for us and our family. Super excited about that. Another highlight this year when it comes to our business, which is really cool, is we became profitable enough for me to get a bigger office space, one that is actually one that we can grow into. But anyway, we leased a new office space for our business, and I have my first subleaser in that space. One of the cool things that I've always wanted to be able to do is have a spot outside of the home to work, allow my team to come in and work, and I actually got a subleaser, which helps with the cost of rent. The third highlight that we did this year is I took actually up the game of playing golf, and I really enjoyed learning the game, networking, and playing that game. That's something that I really want to look forward to getting better in this upcoming year. And honestly, there were so many good things that happened this past year. This video would be super long if I told you every single good thing that happened. Well, with that being said though, there are some things that happened this past year that I'm not so proud of. We call them regrets that we want to look back on. Now, some people say you shouldn't look back on regrets, which I respect that, but sometimes the way we learn and we get better is we look back on our past year and say, hey, what do I want to improve on for the next year? And that's what we're going to talk about next. This past year went very well, but there's a couple things that I wanted to address. When it comes to owning a business, it's very easy for you to spend all of your time on that business and not spend enough time with your family and your personal health. I put on a lot of weight this past year, and that's a personal goal of mine in 2023, is to lose weight. So one of my regrets is letting my personal fitness slip for the sake of the business succeeding. And that's something I will not let happen again. The other regret that I have this past year is I spent so much time at home working on the business that my wife and I really didn't travel much. This was the last year that we had before our kid's on the way, and I really wish we would have traveled more. And with a kid coming in the year of 2023, I know it's going to even be harder, and we're going to have to put more of an effort to go into traveling, but that's something that I really want to work on this year. What are Dylan England's New Year's resolutions for 2023? Before I tell you, let's get to just maybe a little quieter place. Here we go. My first New Year's resolution is consistency. This is by far the biggest thing that I struggled with this past year in our business and our personal life, and pretty much every area of my personal life is consistency. When you own a business, sometimes it's easy to ride your highs really high, sometimes it's easy to ride your lows really low. And the one thing I want to work on this year is to have a consistent work ethic, a consistent attitude, regardless of if things are going really well or maybe they're not going as well as I want. This is true also with our personal life as well. When it comes to my health, I want to be consistent at working out, consistent on sticking to a healthy eating plan. Consistency, making sure that I'm taking care of my body to the best that I am able to. The third way that I want to be consistent is in my spiritual life. I want to make sure that I am praying consistently for my wife, for my friends, make sure that I am in God's word and reading the Bible, because that's something I value very, very much in my life, is my spiritual walk with God. And one more thing when it comes to maybe business or personal is I'd love to be consistent in regards to this channel. For the past 5 years, I've realized I love making content, and I want to make a channel that people actually enjoy watching, they can learn from, and maybe it's just an entertaining thing for people to be able to just sit back, relax, and learn something new. So I want to be consistent and disciplined, 2 keywords again, on uploading to this channel. So one way you can help me with this is if you have a specific topic you want me to cover, a specific insurance question, maybe a specific life insurance question that you heard that you're not sure is true. Maybe you have an entrepreneurial question, how to start a business, what does that look like? Maybe you have a guest to the podcast that you want me to add to our podcast. Whatever that is, let me know in the comment. What do you want this channel to look like in 2023? I'd love to make that happen. I'd love to help you with that. This is where I'd love to end the video. Whatever your New Year's resolution actually is, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to stick with it. I'm not going to stick with it. There are going to be times that we fail and we don't make it actually happen like we want it to. But the question is, how will we respond to adversity throughout this year? Are we going to stay disciplined and consistent? And we're going to make sure that, hey, even if we do slip up on some of these goals and maybe we don't reach everything that we want to do, are we at least able to get back up on our feet and keep going that direction? To wrap this video up, what are some of your goals for 2023? What are your New Year's resolutions? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to see what your goals are in 2023, and let's accomplish those things together. Good luck, everybody.